So after seeing pictures of the Metail Build Providence Gundam, that thing is amazing. I started thinking about the only Metail Build that I actually had. Metail Build Sexia /R3. This is a normal version of Sexia. This is the way it comes in the box. And it's very stylized in terms of the overall look, especially the head. The head has its own little kind of look to it. It's different. It's just overall, and like the proportions are a little different. It's not bad. It's just different. I love all the tampo printing on it. Everything is painted, so I am kind of terrified whenever I decide to hold this thing because I don't want to scratch, especially the white. But it does look great. Got the clear condenser with the 001 on it. Same thing here on the legs everywhere. Got the ribbons. Yeah, it all looks great. And well, you do have pretty decent posability. Once again, kind of scared to do it, but I'll do it anyways, just because it is. You know, you shouldn't be really that scared of messing with your stuff and like your figures. Why are its hands so friggin' small? Check out these baby hands. Are these not baby hands? Because you know you get a lot of hands. You get a buttload of hands, but I don't feel like they need to be so small. Even the open hand looks really, really tiny. Maybe I'm just being weird, but I feel that they're too small. That's probably my only gripe with the actual figure, is the baby hands. And also mine has a loose waist. It's been like that since I got it. I can't really say too much about it. It does have an ab crunch, that's nice. Got a little extra hinge here. And the legs, it does have some nice thick thighs, got some birthing thighs. And it can rotate some. Now, you'll notice this side here, the side piece is in. Well, here it's out, because you get two pieces for each one. So you got one that's in, and one that's popped out to hold the swords. Which is, I don't see why they couldn't have figured out how to do that without having to have these pieces come in and out. Because there's always a chance of breakage. Especially the plastic clips. Maybe if they're metal, but I don't know how that would work. But yeah, Metail Build, it has a lot of metal. This is actually the first figure I ever got that had metal in it. And it has a lot, like the entire inner frame, as far as I can tell, is metal. So when I first got it, I'm like, wow, that's a weighty kit. And I really like it. You got the Gian swords here, the beam sabers, not Gian swords. The beam sabers, which can come out. They even have a little bit of silver painted on the bottom. Got the ones in the here. They actually give you some like kind of unique beam effects because they have kind of like a white right here at the base. So like they're igniting. It's a little different. You get two of the long, and you get two of the babies. And they all have a little bit of white on the bottom, which I think is kind of cool. The Gian drive, let's pop that out for a second. Just comes out. Kind of wish it lit up, but it doesn't. But you get the battery that was used, I'm assuming, when the Sexia Repair 2 launched at the end, before it got its Gian drive back. It looks like that. Kind of wish it stuck out a little bit more because you got like a lot of gappage here. But it's not terrible. And of course, I mentioned the long and short swords. They also look nicely detailed. A little bit of white even here, a little blue. So they definitely didn't slack off. Oh, and the hands they don't articulate. They're just kind of like a rubbery material, so you can like force the weapons in there. Kind of makes me worry about wrecking the paint. But I think these are molded in white. I can't really tell. But they look like it, which is a good idea if that's what they did. And then they have the little space on the hilt, so you can peg them into the ball joint here. So you can have them on the side skirts. Which also terrifies the hell out of me to do that. It's just a scary thing when something's so nice you can wreck it just because it's like premium. Even the shield, they had a little pop-out feature, which I think started with the Master Grade. But it pops out the side. Come on, man. There, I don't think I've ever done that before, now that I think about it. Oh, they even have a little caution thing here. And we can peg that right on the arm. And of course, the GN sword, which also has a little, oh, it's got a little mark here. See, that's what happens. It's white. Little T mark just comes right off. I don't know when that happened, how that happened. Could have been out of the box. I just didn't notice until it's in the light here. But yeah, a little frustrating. And it's a very secure fit in there. It does have the hinge, so you can actually peg it onto the arm and have it against the arm without having it hold it. And the connection in the arm is solid enough that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, we got the normal Sexia here looking very nice. It has everything you'd want. It also comes with a stand, which I don't know where I put it. It's not in the box. I kept the packaging, and I'm kind of worried that I don't know where it is now. But it does hold the weight. I had it on the shelf for quite a few years on the stand, and it kept the weight. So it's a very good stand. Also, I want to mention there is a replaceable V-fin. In case something happens to yours, you have a replacement. Which is good, because, you know, V-fins they can be scary. Especially with the figure, so if something happens, you got a spare. But of course, we have to talk about the reason I bought it, and probably quite a few people did. Besides that, it was, I'm pretty sure this was the first Metail Build. But also because it makes the R3, which, now there's an R4, but the R3 has the long-range rifle and other changes to the armor that even the R2 didn't have. So it takes a little bit of time, and I want to be careful, but I will get that done. And it didn't take too long to get the R3 all put together. You've got new shoulders, the thighs from the R2, so there's no like cables showing. Same thing with the shoulders up here. The holders, which are for the GN swords, long and short swords, are now beam sabers from the R2. I like the knee armor, which apparently is like it can help store GM particles, which is interesting if you look on the wiki. Baskets are different. They're a little different from the R2. They got the blue. I like a little more blue down here. New GM battery compared to the red one, which I think it incorporates, once again, more blue. It looks more like it's natural. They could have made it look like the cone, like the actual GN drive. I don't know why they don't. I guess to make it specifically, it is a battery, not a GN condenser, because that got damaged. But everything else is the same, basically. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but the base body is still Sexia. And weaponries, I got the beam sabers here, which are the same as before. They just move them. GN sword is now the GN sword Kai, as far as I can tell, same as the R2. It does the exact same thing. Still gets in the hand pretty, like everything else here is from before, just the blade is new. But the newest part is the new GN long rifle, or sniper rifle, which can unfold kind of like the GN sword. It's got the little clear condenser thingy that the Season 2 suits had. It's got some flip out handles on the side. You really want to have them hold in both hands. And I like the fact that they give you an option. I'm pretty sure there's one for each side, if you want them to have one side or the other. It can be a little finicky to get in here. It reminds me of the Astria for the Proto GN sword. It also wraps around the arm and plugs into the hole. But it's kind of weird getting it exactly right so it fits perfectly and doesn't like pop out. But I mean, for the most part, that's what you get. You get that. You can have them like that, or you can have them like hold it in both hands. I just like personally having it folded up and just on the back of the arm, because it's kind of cool to have that and the GN Sword 3 or GN Sword Kai. And this is how I've kept my Sexia Metail Build since I got it. I turned it into this, and I just left as the R3 on the shelf. And then third-party companies decided to knock it off and make it into a model kit. And now I have two, technically. So one's a model, one's fair. But that's for another video, really, because it's its own little lineage of weird stuff going on with that kit. But yeah, this, I love it. I still love it. I am a little annoyed that the waist has always been loose. But, I mean, I'm not flinging it around having action fights, so it's not a big deal. Just, it looks awesome. Love the metal. Great figure. But I'm not going to buy any more because this was $150 when I got it, and it's only gone up from there.